apparently my other channel wasn't verified for streaming, so the one that I would normally upload on, but so I'm gonna do it on my main channel, and then which will bring over subscribers. So I guess it'll be actually good.
Okay. So you're gonna stream from the CL clone or a different one?
CO clone, yeah.
Okay.
I had another account for these interviews,
Oh, okay.
but because I made it with another friend from in a Lego group I'm in.
Got it. All right. I'm gonna put it in my Discord just in case anyone's on. I'll link it.
All right, thank you.
Cool.
I wish I could have two things pulled up on my phone at once. I'll just have to do it on my computer. Trying to get it so I can see the chat while I'm talking to you.
Should probably take out the "will not be reading chat" from the title because people might not join.
Yeah.
They don't feel like they're gonna be heard.
I actually ended up deciding that because I wasn't sure how many questions I was going to get, I decided to put at the end like 2 to 3 questions from viewers and stuff.
So cool. All right, whenever you're ready, man.
Take that out. Save changes.
Got Nora Lego up in the chat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man himself.
Yeah. I think that's the first time he's actually ever been to my channel. Not gonna lie. Just pulling up the stream right now. Okay, I think we're all good.
Cool.
All right. So thank you guys TheBrickWiz for coming on.
Not a problem, man.
Oh. There we go. Need to mute the stream. So first question we have is, what got you interested in building and Lego in general?
All right. So ever since I can remember, I've been into Lego for a long time. I mean, my uncle's pretty big into Lego, so he got me into it, I would definitely say. So ever since I can remember, I've been pretty much into Lego a lot. And then in high school, I took a break. I kind of like sold all my Legos because I thought I was too old for it, you know.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I think it was senior year, whatever last year was, so my senior year in high school, I kind of got back into it, and then that's just kind of where I am at now. So yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I've been doing it for quite a while now, so I haven't really had any time to take breaks just because I've taken breaks. I've kind of stopped uploading and building for like a 2-year period, and then I kind of got back into it. I never sold anything just because I knew I would get back into it.
Gotcha.
I have multiple hobbies, and so I kind of rotate back and forth. Like right now, I've been uploading almost daily and live streaming almost daily on my gaming channel.
Okay.
So that's kind of been my priority right now. But now I'm starting to get back into Lego and building a lot.
Cool.
So for the second question, we've got, what got you interested in what made you want to start YouTube?
So a while back, as with every kid, I used to do a gaming channel. It didn't turn out to be a big success, but my friend basically, there's like a graphics card in computers. It's called NVIDIA. It's like I don't know, it's just like a recording software, and I had no idea that you could upload straight from what you recorded to YouTube. So my first channel on YouTube was actually a gaming channel, but it was a terrible channel. So but then I thought that maybe I could do the same with Lego. So I went and borrowed my sister's little camera, and then I just started filming my first videos that you probably see on the channel. And then from there it just kind of grew. And then once I hit like 1,000 subs, I kind of realized that maybe I could try and turn this into something, you know. And then that's when I kind of started to take it seriously. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've always kind of. I started when I was, I'd say, I started like 7.5 years ago, or
Okay.
like 6 years ago, or something like that. So I would have been 7.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I've been doing it for quite a while. My first mock, just like a lot of people's, was just a big colorful blob. There was nothing to it, and I was just like, oh, and then here's a good guy and a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so it just kind of ended up progressing. And I mean, I'm now on my Lego channel at 169 subscribers.
Mm.
Um, and it's definitely been a slow journey. I mean, 6.5 years, and it's 169. It's just
Okay.
kind of, I've never been like that creative, but Lego is the one thing that I've always been kind of in creative. Like,
Got it.
I'm usually just a gamer, really,
Okay.
but just the one thing that I can go to when I want to be creative.
I gotcha. I feel that.
And the next question we have is, do you have a favorite YouTuber, and if so, who is it?
Ooh, I actually never thought about this. So I'll separate it into two categories. So I'll do like Lego and the non-Lego.
Okay.
So for non-Lego, I'd probably say Vanos. I think his content is really funny. And then for Lego, that's tough. I gotta say it's split. It's like a three-way tie between obviously Solid Brick Studios, who is the first Lego YouTuber I ever watched.
Yeah.
Chris Productions, whenever he posted, and then Rich Boy J now. So I think like right now, if I had to choose one, I'd probably say Jay, just because we've kind of gotten a little close over the past
Mhm.
couple of months. But as like the main inspiration is probably David, and then whenever Chris uploads, Chris is such a nice guy. I don't really know him, but you can just kind of get that vibe from his content. So I'd probably say those three, and Jay right now is probably my favorite.
Yeah, Chris is definitely very funny and stuff. I mean, I've been talking to him a little bit in
Hmm.
Discord a lot, just because I've
Gotcha.
been in the process of trying to join Rebelug. So I've had
Got it.
some time to talk with him, and yeah, he's pretty funny, and yeah, they're all really nice guys. It's
Yeah.
definitely between all the guys in Rebelug and um, David, like you said, he was one of the first I watched.
Mhm.
The first I watched was the first Lego video I ever watched was when I was like 3, and it was like a Halo stop motion that it was built for combat. That's what it was called.
Okay.
It was like a 20-minute long Halo stop motion, and it was actually really good. But
Okay.
yeah, so it was pretty cool, and I really have kind of grown to love it just because of those people.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, kind of like what I was saying in your chat the other yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the next question is, what made you choose to build Crate instead of any other mock you could have built?
Well, I generally like to do big battles. Although my channel hasn't been up for that long, it's only been a little over a year at this point. The main focus is big battles. Obviously, like I said before, David is a huge inspiration, and I like to build big battles. I don't like to build giant scenes with no action. So, and obviously my love for Star Wars. So as soon as I saw The Last Jedi, I debated on whether I was going to build Crate or whether I was going to build Snoke's throne room, and I figured that since we have sets for Crate, we have an ATM-6, we have a ski speeder. I figured I'd do Crate, and then eventually, hopefully, obviously now that they are doing a Snoke's throne room set, so I decided to do Crate mostly because it was a fresh idea. It was new. I knew that my channel would get more exposure instead of doing like Hoth or like a Clone Wars mock, because it's not that it's overdone and not that people don't do a good job on it, but it's just been out for such a long time.
Yeah,
So I decided Crate would be the best to try and get my channel exposure, and plus I really wanted to build that base wall, so that's probably why.
yeah. I built a small mini Crate mock, but I didn't want to go too big because I didn't want to order parts just because you have a job and you have a constant income.
Hmm.
Me at 14, I don't.
Yeah,
So I kind of want to focus my parts on something I can reuse, because the white and the red, you can't really reuse that in many things. Like
exactly.
you could find something like you could build Hoth with all the white parts, but beyond that, there's not too much you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just kind of wanted to make sure I try to put all my money into stuff I can continue to use over and over again.
Yeah, that's smart. You don't want to go out spending. I mean, I'm fortunate because like you said, I have a job, so I don't have to pay for my own housing or anything like that. So I have money to spend for parts that I need, which is I'm very lucky for that. But I know a lot of people, the majority of people, don't have that money. So
Yeah.
it's just I'm lucky to be able to afford a lot of this stuff. So
It's not that I can't afford it. It's just I don't want to use the money I get on something I'm not going to be able to reuse.
gotcha.
So next we have, well, you kind of answered this a little bit earlier, but who is your biggest inspiration in the Lego community?
Yep. So when I started, it was David. I caught David when he started building his Scarif, which was only last year, right? So
Yeah.
I did that, and then I think now Jay and Garrett are probably some pretty big inspirations. They help me out a lot when it comes to making decisions and just getting overall feedback before I let people see it in videos. Trying to think who else has been pretty big. I think that's kind of it. I mean, I've obviously with Crate, I've gotten a lot of exposure, so I've gotten to know a lot more people, such as Olav in the chat, or First Order Lego, H2 Brick,
Yeah.
even Chris Productions. So any of those people have been, just seeing them in the chat, seeing them in comments tells me that I'm doing something right. So I guess that's kind of, they're all my inspirations. If you kind of get what I mean.
Yeah. They just kind of have been there to help.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, for people that have been there to help, it would probably be you. You've been a big help, just kind of looking at my mocks and just kind of giving me feedback. Definitely First Order Legos. I mean, I probably wouldn't still be doing YouTube if it weren't for him.
Yeah.
He came to my channel and he said, I love what I'm seeing here. Do you want to I'm subscribe I subscribe back? And I was like, sure, you build good mocks, why not? And I mean, it was kind of a blessing right there to have met him, because now I've had links to everyone in Rebel Lug and just because I met them, I decided to make this channel because I figured I would be able to get a few of them to come on to this talk show. I got you. I've now gotten David. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which was kind of a shocker. I just
yeah.
When you were doing the live stream with Jay, I was asking if you guys knew any way to contact him, and all of a sudden Ryan in the M&R Productions in the chat said just email him, and he told me his email, and so I emailed him and he accepted, which was kind of a big shock.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, having somebody like that on a video, just being able to talk to them, even if it's not being made into a video, it's still like an awesome experience.
Yeah, it's the closest I'm ever going to get to meeting him, probably, because I mean, I'm not sure if he goes to Brick World Chicago or anything. I mean, I'm not going this year, but I might go in future years, possibly.
What state do you live in?
Colorado.
Colorado. Okay, I saw a Yankee shirt in one of your videos. You're a Yankees fan?
Yeah, I am.
Sweet.
My parents are from there. My dad is.
Cool. So. Same here. So, good job.
Yeah. Now we're going to take a few questions from the chat. If anyone has any questions for the TheBrickWiz, go ahead and type them in the chat, and we'll be able to get them in there. Maybe I'll think of some more questions as well, because it's actually been pretty short.
So I can talk a little bit about Crate too. So yesterday, my Friday stream, I did finish it up. So in the back, let me pull up my video. So yeah, essentially in the back, it's all done. I can't really move my mic. This is how I talk, but
yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, so it's all done. I just got to clean it up. Just add some minifigures, kind of brush around the edges, and then I'll film the finale today, which is just crazy. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a very impressive mock. You've worked very hard on it through thick and thin. I mean, you've dropped it. Yeah.
Yes, I dropped it. I changed my whole layout twice. I changed the salt technique, so it's been a ride.
Yeah, that was the first stream I saw, was when you dropped it. So that was kind of
got it.
Nice welcome. So Norlego says, "What's your favorite non-Star Wars theme?"
I would have said it was City a year ago, but ever since Lego Ideas has been like really kind of putting out some really awesome sets, especially with the old fishing store, I'd probably switch over to that.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about like theme that Lego has specifically created, obviously City's up there. I used to love the castle, like the really old castle sets. I would have loved to do giant castle mock. I'm hoping that they do Lord of the Rings. That would be amazing. That would by far be my second favorite, even up to par with Star Wars.
I'm just not sure that they would actually bring it back out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now that Lord of the Rings is not being made anymore, I feel like they probably won't do it. But if they did,
Yeah,
unfortunately, I didn't pick up any Lord of the Rings sets because I just wasn't really into it at the time.
yeah,
Uh,
same here.
yeah, so I think Lord of the Rings is probably my second favorite. City is definitely up there too.
And going along with that question, he also asked, do you want to build any other themes, or would it just be kind of those same themes you were talking about?
It definitely be Lord of the Rings. I've always been interested in that. I've always loved the idea of building like a military mock, even though Lego doesn't have a military line. So I thought that would be pretty cool. Just trying to think what else. I mean, just Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is probably my second favorite. You know, trilogy or uh theme. I guess Star Wars has its movies. Lord of the Rings comes next for me. So I've always had a really big interest with that. Then I guess the next thing on my list is see the shelves up there, the brown shelves.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna replace those with some floating shelves that are longer, so they can have all the creator sets on them. So
Oh
I
yeah.
do, yeah. So I do have, I have to build all of these. I have the Ninjago City. I have to build that. I have to build the Parisian restaurant, detective's office, the downtown diner, one more, and then I have the UCS Y wing and Slave One to build. So those are going to be my next projects for whenever I'm taking my month off, and just going to conventions and stuff.
Cool. Do you have any plans on your next mock that you would like to build? Like, have you thought about it at all yet, or is it just
Yeah,
kind of?
yeah, I've definitely thought about it a lot. I try not to think about it too much because I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I think it's confirmed that whenever I'm done, so tomorrow, obviously today I'll be done with the mock. I'll do my cinematics, whatever, next week. But then from then on, and probably till the end of June, maybe even the beginning of July, I'm just gonna take a break from building mocks. Just building all these sets. It's I'm sure, as you know, as a mock builder, it gets pretty not
Yeah.
frustrating, but it gets really repetitive when you're building stuff that doesn't have instructions. So it's always nice to sit back, watch a show, and just build a set. It's like a mindless thing to do. Um,
Yeah.
so in that time frame, I'm definitely gonna take a break from building mocks. The next mock is definitely gonna be Star Wars, no doubt. Well, whether or not I'm gonna do a few mini mocks before and then do a big mock, that's up there. I'm thinking about doing a Snoke's Throne Room mock for when those sets come out. Probably just like a one gray base plate, just a mini mock. That's pretty much it. And then the next big mock, I still have no idea what I'm doing. But I got time to figure it out. So
Yeah. I mean, another thing you can think of is instead of these as Lego YouTubers, sometimes we think that the only things we can upload is the mocks, but
mm,
I mean, you could when you're building those sets, if you wanted to, you could live stream those and just put those up because I'm sure people aren't gonna not watch just because it's not
oh
a
yeah,
mock.
yeah. I definitely. I mean, the thing about live streaming is I love live streaming. It's such a great thing to do with the community, but it also is different from just sitting like in your living room watching a movie and just building. You
Yeah,
have
oh
to
yeah,
entertain.
definitely.
You have to read comments. As I'm sure you know, every now and then my throat will hurt on stream if you've been watching them.
Yeah,
So I'll definitely stream like half the builds and then maybe I'll just finish it off stream. But I'll definitely do like a stream and then the review. And then for sets like the TIE Fighter and the UCS Y Wing, I'll do comparisons to the UCS and the normal one. I'll obviously do reviews about everything, including all the creator sets. So I have plenty of video ideas. I got a vlog that I actually just recorded, so I'm gonna put that out next week sometime. I went to Toys R Us and I bought that remote controlled BB-8, like the life size one,
oh
for like
yeah,
$60. So that was a great deal. So I definitely have a lot of video ideas. So there's not gonna be a lack of videos when my mock's done.
oh yeah. It's that's one thing that I've always struggled with is trying to find things to upload besides mocks. I mean, as you can see, I've kind of had a dead channel for a while since my last mock.
Mm,
I mean, it's taken 3 months just because I've been trying to get money to make or and I was waiting because I wanted to make this an even better mock, but I didn't have the time or the resources.
gotcha.
Because I mean, it's already been 2 months and it's only a 4 gray base plate mock. So we have another couple questions in here. Uh, what is your pre-building process, and do you sketch your
Yep.
mocks?
So pre-building number one. Once I get my idea, I will generally look for a lot of reference material. For example, with Crate, I had Battlefront 2 to look at all the reference material, look at the map, and look out how I can design my mock. Obviously, it's not strictly Battlefront 2, but the design, the overall layout is roughly from Battlefront 2. So definitely getting reference material is number one. I always believe that you should never go into a mock without any idea of what you're doing. Like, don't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna make crate," and then not have any idea of what you're gonna build. Always know what you're gonna build. And once I looked at that reference material, I decided, okay, I'm gonna build the base wall. I'm gonna build the mountains on either side. That's gonna be about three wide, and then so I just decided to make the whole entire mock 3 wide and then 4 long. I looked at all the trenches, all that kind of stuff. So I did that, and then after that, I did sketch. Not the greatest sketch. It's just a rough draft of what I wanted to do. The sketches will change over time as I get new ideas. If you've been watching my crate segment, you'll know that when I initially started, my main trench was initially more upwards in the battle, but then I decided to push it back and put the ski speeder in front. So that's just an example of that. And then after I sketch, I try and plan each week of what I want to get done. Unfortunately, with college, it's pretty tough classes, so I do have to spend a lot of time on that. So it doesn't necessarily get done as I would like it to. But then after I get a rough draft of what I want to do weekly, I just start ordering. I look at the parts I have. I look at what I need to order. Then I also need to take into account if I can even purchase all these parts without going bankrupt. So like you said, I have a steady job, so I do have that money. But in terms of pre-mock, that's pretty much it. I'll sketch reference material, plan it out thoroughly, and then I'll just start building. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Do you ever make compromises in your mock just because you find out that something you couldn't do, you wanted to do, weren't going to be able to do, or you didn't think it would like work to suit the mock?
Yeah, all the time. So for example, the mountain, as you can see, it's majorly dark bluish gray colors, which isn't entirely accurate to the game. In fact, there's a lot of white. Rich Boy Jane Garris Mountain is very, very accurate, and I wanted to do that as well. But I just, at this point, I don't have the time or the money to buy the extra red and white slopes. So I did have to compromise with just the dark bluish gray. I don't think it takes anything away from the mock. Like, I think it's still a good mountain. So I did have to compromise there. I'm trying to think what else. To compromise with, that's kind of it. I mean, most of the stuff is what I envisioned it when I initially planned it. I'd say the mountain is the biggest compromised. Obviously, I would have liked to make the wall bigger if I had a bigger table and bigger room. I would have liked to maybe increase the wall by another base plate just to make it look really big. So I guess that's technically a compromise. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It does happen though. So
yeah, I mean, the one mock where it was like a city on top that I built, it was on Alderaan and everything. I wanted to make the mountain go up even higher, and I wanted to make it go all the way to the doors, but it ended up just not working out. It didn't look right just because it looked too vertical and everything. So I just ended up having to compromise it all. On my mock that I'm working on now, the one taller, I wanted to have a lot more trees. And I was doing the mountain or the river. I was planning on just making a bunch of trees in there, but that ended up not really happening and working out. All right, see you, Norlego.
See you, man.
Hungry Octopus asks, what is your favorite or what is the best Star Wars quote?
That's a tough one. Classic Jar Jar. Anything he says is absolute gold. Favorite quote would probably be, "Do or do not, there is no try." That's probably the most that's like the quote that you can definitely relate to in real life, so that's probably the most inspiring Star Wars quote.
Yeah, we actually have a board on our door to our house that is like of different quotes, and I actually, when I was a couple years ago, I wrote that on there. And yeah, it was kind of
cool.
At first they were like, what is this? And I was like, it's something from Star Wars, and they were like, one last question, unless someone else has some more. But Hungry Octopus again asks, what was your first Lego set?
My first Lego set it's funny because I actually didn't build it. I think I don't remember this. I just remember my uncle telling me about it. But when I was like 2 or 3, I got the big UCS Yoda, the really old UCS Yoda. And then I didn't build it at all. He did. And then I just tore it apart because I was 3 years old. But I guess that's the first set. But then I guess the first set that I can like physically remember was the ATDP from Rebels that I got on eBay for like $20. So I built
Nice.
that, and that's actually the set that got me back into building. So that's probably it.
It's actually not a bad set. A lot of people didn't get it just because they were like, "Oh, Rebels, it's gonna why get it?" But it's actually a pretty good set, and I'm glad to have it with. I, I'm sure some people know. I'm not sure if you do, but I was given an AT-AT by a friend of mine. He's starting to kind of get out of Lego, and he wanted to build a mock with me though, and so we decided to build Endor. And I said, "Do you still have that AT-AT? Could I borrow it for this mock?" And he said, "Sure, I'll bring it over next weekend, and you can record it, and then put it on, record the mock, and then I said I'll give it back to you and everything."
Oh,
And
cool.
he came over with the instructions, and he said, "Oh," and I said, "I don't need the instructions. I'm not going to be breaking it." And he said, "Oh, it's yours." I was like, "Wait, what?"
Do you know how much that set is, man?
Yeah,
That's
I think it
crazy.
was the 2015 one.
Yeah, I have that one right here. I haven't shown this to anybody yet, but I have a huge tower of all my like sealed sets. It's massive. But I do have the that AT-AT. I think I bought it on eBay for like 180, and I think it sells for like 280 at least. So it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to have. It's my Imperial Army is starting to grow slowly. I have a ATST, AT-AT, ATDP, and now I have the hover tank as well.
Cool.
So I've been just kind of growing it. On the big sets, I usually only get one of, just because money reasons, and
Gotcha.
just I don't build mocks that are big enough that I need multiple.
Okay.
Like, it'd be nice to have 5 AT in a row, but I'm not going to use them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't build a mock that needs. Like, I mean, even your size of a mock, you're only using 2
Yeah.
ATM6s. I mean, yes, they're bigger, but even if you use just the Lego sets, you would only use 2 or 3 probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, and I'm only building the max build I'll do is 2x6 or 2x3.
Okay.
So it would be 6 gray base plates, and even that, it's starting to get too big that I can't detail it nicely.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a thing that I only get one of the big sets.
Yeah,
Just
I gotcha. And they're expensive too, so.
oh yeah, I mean, $110 is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream set that you would like to get?
Probably the UCS Star Destroyer. Although I've been looking at a few custom ones made on Rebrickable, and I think I'm gonna start saving up for one. UCS Star Destroyer, UCS Shuttle Tidarium. I've always wanted that set really bad. And then I guess the Falcon now, the UCS one. So
Yeah. Do you have the old UCS Falcon or?
no, I don't. Dude, I have like, I don't really have many sets. Because like I said, I've only gotten into Lego the past year, so
Yeah.
it's not really many sets. In fact, I just sold a lot of them to Fun Crate. So
Yeah,
I've been waiting to get more sets so I can get more room and stuff. So
yeah, I want to buy more sets, but I feel like I should focus on parts so I can build better mocks than sets that I would just end up putting in the mock. Like,
yeah,
sets don't really make a mock kind of finished, but it doesn't really show any skill of yours. Like,
yeah,
it's just something you just kind of threw on there, like a figure. You didn't do anything to the figure, you just put it on.
yeah.
So
I could agree with that.
So, like, I've gotten some tips from Danny. I customized my 2013 gunship to have the front doors like the Clone Wars, and I made it so that I ended up taking it all apart and making it so that the bubble turrets come out where they're supposed to more accurately.
Got it.
And so it was kind of, and then when I showed everyone, and I was like, "What do you think?" And Danny was like, "It looks amazing, but you should probably build your own custom one," which it's definitely the one thing I'm not good at is building vehicles. Like, I can't build vehicles that well.
Yeah, I don't think that using a Star Wars set detracts from a builder's ability. I mean, you could relate the same thing to me buying the instructions and the pieces for the ETM6. It's not my creation.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think that using a set or I think that people who demand that you build everything custom in a mock, I think that's a little much. I just don't think that because you bought instructions for a custom build or you use a set and you modify it, that shouldn't detract from what you're making. And I don't think that determines whether you're not a good builder. I think that, for instance, the rock work in the base wall and the layout, I think that's what makes a mock builder, not necessarily what vehicles they're using. So I think
Yeah.
people who say that your mock's not good because you use something that's not yours in terms of a vehicle, I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, no. And I mean, Danny didn't say that it wasn't good. He thought it was a really good like customization and build because I also like built the more accurate missile rack on the top.
Okay.
Maybe in a little bit I'll send you a picture on Discord or something. But he just said that in the future it would probably like it would look great to like make a more smooth and finished version if I really wanted to get into building custom vehicles and stuff for mocks.
Okay. Yeah,
Which,
that's never been my thing, making custom vehicles. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, I've only been recently into Lego for a year, so I'm sure that as I continue to build, I'll be able to build more custom stuff and work with LDD. But I don't think you should worry about having to make your own custom stuff. And plus, making that stuff takes such a long time, and people have stuff to do, you know.
yeah.
So
I mean, I'm pretty sure I showed you that Endor speeder that I built.
yeah, you did.
That took me like 7 hours to build.
Yeah, it takes a while.
And it's just
So
that one little thing. I mean, it was just kind of trial and error. Just this doesn't look right. Maybe we try this. Nope, that doesn't work. Oh, that's
yeah,
the part.
I don't have the patience for that stuff. I just want to get the parts and build whatever I want to build, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the same with me, which is one reason why I wouldn't say that I'm as great of a builder as some people like you and others. Is I just kind of build and I don't take anything apart after I build it. I need
Oh,
to
okay.
start like oh, this doesn't look right. Let's take this apart and rework it so it looks better.
Give me 1 second. There's a spider on my closet. I'm gonna kill it really quick. Oh, it just went into my closet. Oh well. All right, it went into my closet.
Better sleep with one eye open.
Dude, honestly, I'm not even gonna sleep in my room tonight.
Let's see. Any other questions? What is the best way to obtain large amounts of 1x1 trans-clear studs besides the Lego store?
Very, very great question.
I mean, I'm pretty sure both of us can answer that.
Bricklink.
Yeah, Bricklink.
Yeah, I know the struggle, man. Scarif, obviously I needed a whole bunch of those 1x1 studs, especially because they were stacked too high. So Figure Brick is not the way to go. Online Figure Brick is not the way to go. If by some reason, by God's blessing, that your store has 1x1 trans clear teal blue studs, just buy out the entire store and resell it on Bricklink, because I guarantee you'll make like hundreds of dollars.
You'll kill me after you hear this, but my birthday weekend, they had those studs there, and I didn't go until the weekend after.
Oh my
And so
God.
they only had like a little bin of them. That's why I have the trans light blue around the outside of the river.
Okay.
Is because they had like a little bin of leftover parts from the week before. And I was like, my grandpa and me were just sitting there picking out one by one as many as we could.
Oh my God, dude.
I was like, oh.
You definitely missed out on that, bro.
I wouldn't have gotten the TIE Fighter. Gotten a bunch of Pick-a-Brick cups full of those.
Oh yeah, it's Bricklink's definitely the best way to go. Although the part is expensive. I think in Scarif I probably had a total of about 8,000, 10,000 studs, and I remember it cost at least like $300. So
yeah, I mean they're like a 1 cent or like up to 2 cents each, depending on who you're buying from, which is absolutely nuts for just a little 1x1 piece of plastic.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a tough piece to get. You have to bite the bullet when it comes to ordering it. But if by some reason your Lego store has it, contact me. I will PayPal you hundreds of dollars to pick me up so many cups.
Yeah, let's see if we've got any more questions. Hungry Octopus, I'll tell you later. Wait, you've done BrickWiz, you've done a stream with Hungry Octopus before?
Not that I remember. Is he under a different name on Hangouts? He might have added me.
I don't know. He just said what's your hangouts? I'd love to do a stream with you. And then he said, I already have with BrickWiz.
I'm not sure. Maybe he was in a chat. I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember streaming with him.
Cool. Octopus, I'll definitely tune in to your stream later. But does anyone else have any more questions? Because I'm trying to think of some more just so that this can go a little bit longer. It's only been 40 minutes, which is actually what I told you it would be. What time do you have to go to work? Like,
I'm actually not working today, but I do have to finish Crate and then do the finale. And surprisingly, the video is like a 10-15 minute video for Crate takes like 2 hours to make, because I have to film it, edit it, render it, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely like a day project, but I love it, so it doesn't really feel like work.
Uploading a video of a mock you've worked on for so long is like a blessing and a curse, because it's like, yes, it's finally done. I've worked so long after this, and then you're like, wow, however long you've been working on Crate. Oh yeah, wow, I've done this for that long, and it's a 10-minute video.
Yeah, it's crazy. Great. So I guess since I'm on the stream, I'm not sure how many people are still here, but I'll let you guys know first before I tell everybody my video. So I'm gonna do the finale today, obviously, and then
are you uploading it today?
Yeah, I'll upload today. Awesome. And then, but that's not like the cinematic, how I like to do. Have you seen my Scarif 2.0 reveal?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I like to use like a gimbal and a slider, get all those really cool angles. So what I'm gonna do is, today I have the finale. It's gonna be released, and then next week, probably about Thursday, I'm gonna release a quick 25-second teaser trailer, and it has like epic, has like the classic epic music and then some like Inception music at the end. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna do a teaser trailer, and then the following Friday or Saturday, I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload it yet, but I'm gonna upload that full 2.5 minute cinematic. So it's probably gonna be next week that you guys will go ahead and see it. So
yeah, that would be great. It's I'm really excited to see it all finished and stuff, because I mean, I've been watching your streams and stuff for quite a while. I mean, like I said, since you dropped that first segment, which, I mean, how long ago was that? Like 2 months ago now?
God, that was more. That was a while ago. Yeah, that was definitely a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably one of your first segments that you were building of the actual salt area.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's really come out really nice. It's
appreciate that, man. It's been a while, 20 weeks. which is crazy.
And I thought mine were long. Oh, he hasn't done a stream. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what he was meaning by he's done one with you, I guess. I don't know.
He probably just has me added or something.
Yeah. Try and think of any more questions. Oh, here. If you did a military style mock, you were saying that you were interested in possibly building something like that in the future. What would it be? Like, what time era and what like battles are you interested in?
I'm a pretty big World War II buff, so anything from that sort of era, yeah, I probably want to do Battle of Foy, Carentan. What else? Obviously, a D-Day mock is up there. That's
actually one of my next mocks I'm going to be building either after this or after my next one. I don't know if you've ever heard of the TV show. It's a really old TV show called Hogan's Heroes.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, I might be building the bunkhouse and like their quarters inside of there, and then but to make it more interesting, have the entire tunnel system underneath.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they kind of have all their ways to get out of the prison, but they stay in the prison, and it's a pretty fun TV show. So I might build that or D-Day next. I don't know.
Gotcha.
The reason I'm hesitant to do D-Day is because another YouTuber, what's his name? Clone Trooper X39 or something like that. I don't know exactly what his name is, but he's building it right now. So I don't want to kind of seem like I'm copying him just because.
That's fine. Go ahead and do it, man.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to build Endor for a long time. I wanted to do it like, but I was just kind of nervous about the trees. I didn't know how I wanted to do them. And then I figured out how I wanted to do them just recently, and so I finally have built it. And of course, as soon as I start building mine, two or three other mocks of Endor come up on YouTube.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
mean, CP Gamers is building one now. As soon as I started building it, I see a
Hmm.
video come up. CP Gamers Endor building part 1. I was like, really? And then Ethan Network, he built one, and
Gotcha.
I just kind of I didn't want people to think I was just copying other builders.
Okay. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. I would say just go ahead and build it.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that's it, unless anyone else has any more questions in the comments. Hello, Kid Brick. Kid Brick, do you have any questions? Does anyone have any more questions for the BrickWiz before we end this off?
Lego Star Wars Pro.
Hungry Octopus, you should definitely look in lug. That's the lug I'm in. If you're interested, just go to either the Thrawn Lug YouTube page or Boba Fett Bricks channel, and there should be a video on how to try to be accepted in. Star Wars Pro says, BrickWiz, the view behind you is wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Actually, I'll move and show you guys a little bit.
Yeah, I did that, Hungry Octopus.
That's what it looks
Endor's
like.
actually finished. I'll probably be uploading it this weekend sometime or next weekend. Wow, it really looks great back there. Let me real quick click on yours so you'll be up. Yeah, it's
So
definitely pretty big over there.
for sure.
Pretty tall. How tall have you done any measurements on the mountain or anything?
I think the mountain's about a little bit under 2 feet.
Dang, and I thought my trees were tall. Your mountain is as big as my trees for Endor.
And, well, Endor does have some pretty big trees, so.
Yeah. The reason it's so impressive is because the mountain, you have to have so much more structural integrity behind it.
Yeah.
And it's just so much more, like, so many more parts. Because the way I did the trees is I used headlight bricks and things like that. And then I built up and I used 2x6 plates.
Okay.
2x6 and 4x6 plates and built them up all the way up. And then I tried to use a different technique. I still have to kind of fine tune the top of the tree leaves, just because I was working on a new technique for the trees where you use like the ball joints. And you can kind of get different like shapes with the branches and the leaves.
Okay.
And it's kind of working okay. I would have had to order some more if I wanted to do it for all the trees, but I think it came out okay. It just kind of, there's some unnatural shaping in it for right now, so I'll have to fix that up, and then it's pretty much done, and I'll probably have the video up sometime this week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. See if any more questions. If not, then I think this will be about it. Anyone got any questions for him? Last call for questions. Let's just wait a little bit for anyone. Oh my gosh. Norlade. No, I know it's I'm interviewing you, but if you have any questions to ask me or anyone, go ahead.
Not much. I mean, I think your questions went both ways. So like I would answer, you would answer. So I think I got to all my answers pretty well. So
I just kind of I like talking. Doesn't look like anyone has said anything. Well, that's about it, guys. Thank you, BrickWiz, for coming on. It was nice talking with you.
Not a problem, man. I appreciate you having me on, and definitely have fun with David. That'd be interesting.
Cool. I still have a little ways. I have to get through Jay and Garrett, and then I think I have Chris after that, and then a few more, and then I think I have him. I've already done one interview, but it's just I recorded it with my dad's film camera, and it recorded it in a different way, so I couldn't actually, like, it wasn't gonna work to upload it at the file format that it was in.
Oh, okay.
I did it with Mr. Mock Productions, or Finn from
I know him.
Yeah. but I did it all with him, and then just kind of didn't end up uploading. So we're working on switching the file format so I can upload that.
Gotcha.
Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for all coming out to the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun asking these questions and talking with him.
Yep, same here, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
All right, see you, man.
See ya.